Town Hall Heroes Invitational. Jared is in full-on relaxation mode, and we are going into game number 4. Game 4.
Game 4.
Maelstrom is up.
Kubi's wearing a sweater.
Why do you keep changing your wardrobe?
It's funny that you just noticed.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm
I'm doing like production things and.
Yeah. What an insane game, man. Please don't let that become the meta, cause. Let's talk about iDream, man. 107. What was it, like 170 something?
173k. Yeah.
173,000 hero damage that game.
Yeah. Next highest was I think KO.
Or
90k.
90 something.
Yeah, 90k. It's something. Yeah, that's it's. Like I told you, there were some battles where he was just like constantly every single time Flame Strike was off cooldown, he was just hitting 3 targets with it.
It's crazy that Uther was able to keep up with that much healing for as long as Uther did, because usually Uther's like the worst at that.
Also, keep in mind that there's also so much transferences with Hive Mind going on to keep that healing up as well. So it's
All
not just Uther
facts.
by himself.
Good facts.
Truth. Truth will do the lethal.
What?
iDream just tweeted, I almost hit 200,000 hero damage that game. That is the power of Kael'thas in these long games. I think it was like 176,000 or something. Kind of insane.
Welcome back, Jake.
Good game, guys.
Sorry.
Player 4 has entered the game.
Hi, guys.
Oh, didn't we have something?
What was?
Yeah. So, what is it that we all do here?
Oh,
On Wednesdays.
yeah.
We have a little podcast.
Huh? What's that
Town
called?
Hall Heroes.
Oh,
Thusly named Town Hall's Heroes Invitational. This would be actually going on normally right around this time. It's on Jake's channel, twitch.tv/JakeGG, the one you've already found yourself on.
This time.
Yeah, we'd be done by now.
Is it? I don't know what time it is. Jake takes all the clocks away from me. I have 0 reference as to what time it is. Help.
We have a podcast. You can check out the VODs over at youtube.com/solidjakegg, and every Wednesday night at 8 p.m., 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.
yeah. It looks a little bit like this. I mean, it's the same idea, except we talk about things. Jared puts things in dumpsters, and that's what Cloud9 wants to do to Tempo Storm this next game.
It's probably going to happen. Tempo Storm, worst team NA.
At this rate,
At this rate.
Jared, awfully quiet over there.
He's muted again.
I'm nodding my head, yes.
Oh. Figured you were just muted again. Are you nodding your head like yeah?
Wait,
Moving your hips like
wait.
yeah? You got your hands up?
How do I
Playing your
not
song?
be in Jared's way?
The butterflies fly away?
I can't do this. This is too hard.
Yeah. It's a party in the U.S. Kubi's done.
Now, we are currently waiting for the teams to start the draft. It's been an interesting tournament thus far. Jared has shown he has an excellent singing voice. This is something that we never learned from our podcast. So if there's one thing we've taken away from this event, it'd have to be Jared's singing voice. Something impeccable.
What's going to happen to Leoric?
He's going to be picked immediately.
No, because like right now, but there's like he just lost. Why would
I
we
show
miss him?
Gillywood on stream for 2 seconds, and the chat is only indeed. Just it only says indeed.
I don't even
Indeed.
Indeed.
I agree.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah. It's a party in the USA. Hello?
Oh, he actually went through the whole
You
lyric.
did. I was waiting for
Excellent.
it to cut out there.
I was
Yeah,
waiting
can't,
for
like,
Kubi to just having to throw up.
If you do it every single time, then it just goes, Hello?
Weird.
This is your idea.
So our viewer count was something like this during that part. So we went up a little bit. Then it comes to these situations.
Yeah, we had a pretty
and
good
it
game.
just goes down.
Well, let's see. A 4-man cast is awkward enough. A 4-man cast with this setup, and our impeccable time killing, god tier.
Oh yeah, it's up there. We
God
got a
tier.
draft, thank God.
Zeratul being banned out. First pick, of course, going over to Maelstrom. Tempo Storm choosing the map Dragonshire, which back in the day, throughout the history of Symbiote Gaming, as well as the early phases of Tempo Storm, they were known for this map, and it was 100% banned against them. And we haven't seen this map never gets picked anymore. Just in general, it's very rarely we get to see it. But this was their old school. This was their map.
What, you guys don't like hurricane dragons? Explodey dragons?
Hello?
Hello?
Dragon Shire is always one of my favorite maps, just because of it. You see that split-second decision making, and we were talking about this, I believe, in our first set today, Zoya. It's one of those maps where the decision making is really what gets shown as an example here, instead of so much just winning team fights, etc. It's really just winning those shrines and making those great decisions.
Oh,
Ooh, this hurts.
he's been banned. What do we do?
Now what?
I told you, the meta changes here, boys. Zagar Uther, Zagar KT works as well. Yeah, this game, like we are watching the meta develop across a 4-game series. Every draft has been different.
That's usually the case.
Hello? I don't know what game you watch, but usually it's the exact same draft every single game.
Literally the exact.
In some series, yeah. It goes pick for pick. We've seen, I believe it's COG versus Complexity. It was the same exact drafts except for one hero. So get out of here, Kubi!
But not exactly the same.
No! Don't you come at me. I'll come at you harder.
Hello?
Oh, phrasing?
Team? Alright, well, the mages have been collected. Going to be Jane on the side of Cloud9 Maelstrom and Zagara and Mikhail Foss on Tempo Storm.
Just round up the heroes, collect them up, put them in your basket.
Gotta catch them all.
Gotta. So, going from this, what are some of the other heroes that we would really expect on this map? Probably an Uther or Rhaegar going to be next up for Cloud9 Maelstrom?
Or Tyrande. Johanna, she's back.
Johanna's back in the game.
Butch, Leoric out, Johanna in.
She's looking for an apprentice, you know.
This
Is it Leoric?
No.
Or is he the master? Thanks, Suna.
It's
Totally.
great because you have no idea how the opening song to Lion King sounds.
No!
Oh boy. We're in for a long road.
Maelstrom, man.
Just do it. Just take the Asmodan. Just do it.
It's like delete everything we've learned today in the last few days of the meta and go, okay, that's different.
Yeah, that's, yep. Not what I was expecting to see.
That's curious.
I like it. Like with Zagara KT, they're not, they're not burst damage. They're not going to take someone down into. They're slow poking with a tanky front line. I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. I've never really been a fan of Murd and Joanna duo tank together. It's just a lot of health but no damage.
Kerrigan incoming.
Really?
Hello?
You think so?
you think the Kerrigan, huh?
You think the Kerrigan?
When I said like forget everything we've learned the last few, I just meant the last few days, Kubi. Not delete your entire knowledge of the game.
Wow, Fought Shired.
I like to just put out these outrageous claims, and then if any of them happen to come true,
it's a good strategy.
Jake? That's a Jake thing to do.
it's kind of a Jake thing to do, but within the small microcosm of a draft.
I'm gonna
vocab.
Would you stop hello?
Could you stop banging hello? Whoever is tapping a beer bottle, I would assume, on the mic.
Oh,
that'd be
boy.
great. Thank you. So
Can
anyway,
somebody sane, please?
Okay, we're getting real weird.
it's like it's that hour of the night for Jake.
What do you mean you're muted?
For them.
Oh,
that's not fair.
Never mind.
that's not fair.
I get to shout all kinds of insanity to Jared, Corey, and Kevin, and
Great. Anyway, so Cloud9 Maelstrom now up to their second bans. Tempo Storm immediately bans out that Tyrande. Given that the Jaina was already there and the Murden as well, it's a very nice ban. But Cloud9 Maelstrom, they can either take out a warrior here, they can take out the Anubarak or the Arthas, and really kind of lock Tempo Storm down into their whichever warrior probably fits against Murden, Johanna, Jaina better. Probably sooner say take out the Anubarak and leave the Arthas.
Yeah, they've been dealing with the Arthas well enough, but game one.
But you don't want to. At the same time, like Anubarak is.
Okay.
Ooh, they take out the Tyrael.
considering the consistent play we've seen from Tyrion, the lockdown for just blowing up a single target, I think this is pretty smart. I don't know what else I'd be scared of. Like, you think about banning a support here, like, what does it change? You think of banning a melee assassin, well, Toronto's already gone.
Yeah.
This might be, like, full crazy, and if any, like this is just me, like...
Here it comes.
A noob healer here wouldn't be so bad, and I would actually not mind a last pick ETC.
So wait, hold on a second. I can make ridiculous claims.
I'm leaving.
And Jared gets to spew this nonsense.
No, I'm leaving.
And nobody says anything?
I'm leaving. I have nothing to say. Hell, cows? Jared, do you think we're Europe?
Europe doesn't even go for cows that often.
Yeah, Europe doesn't. I don't know how often they pick
That
ETC.
often. That's the key word. That's the key word there, Jared. Kevin.
ETC
Kevin.
actually was used during the BlizzCon Open, and actually to really great effect. But that's the only time I've ever seen it. Anyway, so Cloud9 Maelstrom, Tempo responds with the Malfurion and Nubarak. All is right. The grass is green. The sun is still shining. And Zoe is still a jerk. So...
Huh?
What? So, Cloud9 Maelstrom now has to pick up their 4th and 5th.
Sylvanas. What is this?
Maelstrom was drinking a lot of Sylvanas versus Cog.
Sylvanas. Your cat just opened a cabinet. Alright, let's...
You have supports that we still have to pick up.
Right, so on the side of Cloud9 Maelstrom, considering what they have right now, I mean, just based on preference, should be Rhaegar. It's weird to say that Uther would be picked up here, but knowing Dunk Train, Rhaegar should be the likely pickup here.
Rhaegar.
The benefits of Uther, it's easier to execute the Divine Shield, and you essentially have 2 cleanses available between Divine Shield and Cleanse. Rhaegar, harder to lock down, more mobility, Cleanse while running in wolf form, and just more healing overall.
That's about all there is to say about it.
Very good piece of analysis.
Yeah, that's...
Now for something Zoya is going to say, which makes no sense and nobody understands.
They go for Uther. Double Divine?
Here comes the ETC, right?
Uther.
Moo?
I said it would be really weird.
Yeah, but why? Why would that even be a thought?
Okay, so when you usually run double warrior, right, you have a CC heavy one, you got a damage heavy one.
Sure.
I'm not a big fan of like a new Marthas. Tester, okay.
That's not a cow.
But if you were to run double warrior there, you would like usually it's like Muradin X, right? You have the CC plus the damage. Right now, Nubrak's got the damage, mix in an ETC, who is pure CC. That was the logic behind it. I said going into it, Corey, that it was dumb, but it was just an idea.
Can we cut to Cam so we can look at Zoya's hair? He kind of looks like...
I don't want to look at that again.
He's kind of got like the Doc from Back to the Future kind of thing going on right now. Doc Brown.
What happened to Tassadar?
What do you mean?
How come we don't see him that much anymore?
We're loading into the game.
Are we?
He's...
No, that's...
Well...
This is game number 4 on Dragonshire between Cloud9 Maelstrom and Tempo Storm. Cloud9 is currently up 2-1. Match point for them. They have not taken a tournament from Tempo Storm in quite some time. It's been at least 8 events, I would say 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I don't even know. Numbers were said to players have loaded into the game. And let's...
Smooth as butter.
Let's have some a semblance of an introduction here.
Tempo Storm in the blue. KO on Zagara. Arthalon on Kael'thas, Dreadnought on Malfurion, Zuna on Tassadar, and Soldier playing a Nubarak.
On the right side of the map, in the red trunks, as I like to say, for Cloud9 Maelstrom, I Dream is going to be on
Sylvanas.
And we're going to have King Caffeine playing
Johanna.
Fan.
Muradin.
Dunk Train.
Uther.
And K1 Pro.
That's Jaina.
See, Zoya, I wish we were a good couple. I wish we got along like them. This is like one of those holiday dinners where you get to see like the happy couples, and then we realize that our relationship is just kind of falling apart.
There's so many inappropriate things I want to speak.
Alrighty, well, we have many members in the center of the map here just kind of duking it up, vying for the first minions that do spawn. In the middle lane, they do make it there a bit earlier. It's a bit staggered. Then you can rotate down to the bottom lane and collect the experience, but they did miss the experience from 1 to 2 minions on the side of Cloud9.
So, and this is, you know, we always see this on Dragonshire. It's always just a very nice tactic, and it always kind of forces your opponent to being a little bit more defensive. And you can already see that they're not doing the same thing. They can't do the same thing. They can't put like the 4 people together and just kind of roam back and forth. However, they're pushing a little bit far forward for being a bunch of people who have no escapes.
Yeah, we have Sylvanas and Anubarak teeing off in the top lane. Usually those are the lane that doesn't see a whole lot of attention, especially in the early game. I think the choice is good for either side. Soldier is actually getting backed up quite a bit by iDream. That trait getting a lot of work done.
Alright, well, top shrine will be controlled by Sylvanas, allotting both shrines to the side of Cloud9. Lazuna and Arthlon will be there to try to stall this middle temple, or the middle Dragonite tower. What is it even called? Is it a shrine?
Yeah,
That's the Shire, the Dragonshire.
Oh.
Zuna did end up falling there. The first blood going over to Maelstrom.
Wow.
And I want to point out something a bit weird, guys.
Alright.
Over the history of Kael'thas, Tempo Storm has always been very... Oh, as Dreadnought is getting bodied here in the bottom lane. You're going down, my friend. Anyways, Kael'thas, Tempo Storm has always said that Mana Addict
Is the way to go.
is... No, what?
No, they both go the Fellow Fusion.
Yeah.
Felon Fusion's better, yes. But there we go. Arthlon taking Mana Addict.
Alright, interesting. Times are turning. Lots of damage going off onto Zuna here in the bottom lane. The Blizzard connecting with both waves. Roaches making their way in and barely getting out for Zuna.
So close. So close to that dragon. A rough early start for Temple Storm.
Yeah,
getting backed up in this top lane.
Arthlon and Fan going to die in the mid lane together.
1-1 for the trades right now.
I'm really hoping to see just the pushing potential of KO really start to kind of show itself. Right now, like Dreadnought and KO, they're not really getting that much work done. Good thing that K1 Pro is going back and actually
nice
more damage on Dunk Train, but you know, with Moonfire or Moonburn and a Zagara sitting in the lane, they should have been able to do a lot more damage to those towers than they have right now.
Oh, Zuna almost getting delay on Dunk Train there with that storm. But he will go ahead and get that, go back to base. About a half-level lead right now in favor of Maelstrom. And so they're trying to put some pressure on the item. Taking actually a lot of tower shots in the top line, getting poked down really, really low. Just kind of an overextension there from him.
Gravity Lapse was dodged there by iDream. Haunting Wave going back, but the auto attack should be enough here. iDream does go down. Nice plays by Arthlon.
Yeah, good rotation. That's the type of pressure they need to put on. That will actually net them the top shrine. Probably going to be trading out as Cloud9 Maelstrom has sent a little bit more reinforcements to the bottom to represent.
And Cloud9 Maelstrom sitting very closely to level 7 there. I mean, it's not really a huge level lead, but anything at the very early stages of the game can turn into a huge lead later on. And Dunk Train, I really like this, trying to delay this grabbing at the shrine in the bottom.
Yeah.
It's not really going to be able to turn into much.
All right, Cleanse has been picked up at 7 by both of the healers, really respecting the control that is available at both sides. Dunk Train will be taking the brunt of the damage right now, and my game has frozen up. Yes, we are back into it.
Well, they're not being very here in the bottom lane, but it looks like Arthlon and Soldier will still control top shrine. It looks like both shrines will actually be momentarily controlled by Tempest, but no one there in the middle to secure that DK. And experience is actually getting fairly evened up here, guys.
Actually, I would say Cloud9 Maelstrom is taking a really nice lead at this point. It's about half a level. And it's because they keep trying to go for something in the mid lane. Actually, I can't watch the mini-map, so I'm going to stop talking about that. It's just, I only see like half of it, and it's only Tempo Storm.
Hey, just think, if it goes to Game 5, you get to see the mini-map.
No, I already lost that opportunity.
Well, the Storm Bolt was juked there, so Arthlon will be able to survive this. Bit of a misplay by Fan, missing that Storm Bolt.
Here comes Zuna from the flank. They're going to try and force these guys to back out. Good push, though, from Fan and Caffeine in the mid lane. The tower is completely out of mana. They actually already got a tower in the mid lane as well. It has completely fallen. And the same with top lane. Like Maelstrom, they're doing a great job of pushing in Tempo Storm.
Power of that Storm Bolt with the Sledgehammer upgrade to doing enough damage to just sort of take those extra towers out. And yeah, that half-level lead still staying true, and the control of the shrines has gone the way of Cloud9 Maelstrom. They're looking to put some pressure in mid. Tempo Storm representing, making sure that they can put a stop to that.
Yeah, I like Caffeine's rotation here to just force Zagara back. Once more, middle lane already has Murden trying to keep Zuna at bay.
Lane.
Jaina is making her way there.
Top lane iDream gets caught out of position. He is going to go down to that living bomb, and that will be the top shrine being secured by Tempo Storm. Good delays by Zuna in the mid lane to give his team time enough to capture that. At the same time, Uther gets so low to the Hydralisk in the bottom, but he's going to get out of there just in time, keep himself alive.
And now suddenly Tempo Storm has control of both of the shrines.
K1 Pro looking to try to stop that, yep.
Gonna have to try and throw down those nice ice bolts. Zuna being able to get that channel in, and that's gonna be the first one. And K1 Pro dies as well. That's a huge pickup here.
Level 10 around the corner for Tempo Storm, and they will get those heroic talents here with that a very small advantage, very small window in which they will have that talent advantage.
Yep. Looks like it'll be Tranquility, Phoenix, Ma, Archon, and should be Locust Swarm on an either. I think yep. There it is. Standard heroics coming out there, and from Cloud9 Maelstrom it is Divine Shield, Blessed Shield, Water Elemental, Wailing Arrow, and the Avatar.
All of a sudden, Tempo Storm takes the experience lead back. They find themselves ahead. They're doing a lot of good damage in mid with this Dragon Knight. A bit of split push in the bottom lane as well, soaking up all those tower shots, even getting both of them down completely. So,
top lane, we do see Sylvanas does get blown up there. The rotations from Arthlon have been so aggressive that I think that's the third kill on Sylvanas in the top lane from them.
Yes, she's fallen 3 times at this point in time, so big plays there. But the Dragon Knight has started to wail away. The middle wall just about completely down from Zuna's Dragon Knight. Getting that tower and getting that 400 experience. If it falls, no, barely standing.
And that's going to be a really nice little victory here. Cloud9 Maelstrom is still behind by a level, however, so it's going to be really difficult going on into level 13 just because that talent is going to be able to give Tempo Storm a pretty nice advantage in the map. And that could potentially be the next time that those Dragon Shrines pop back up again, in which case Tempo Storm can then just keep working on this advantage.
Merc pressure thus far has been pretty light on both sides. Just Tempo Storm grabbing bruisers now. They've just taken the one-sided giants, but mercenaries for Cloud9 pretty much non-existent thus far.
Okay. K1 Pro, nice juke there, avoiding that gravity lapse from the mid lane. He's going to be just fine. Zuna might be a little out of position. Here comes Fan from the side. Does get that Stormbolt off. Dog Train and iDream coming in here. If the silence connects, he does have to use that phase shift pretty early on. I think Zuna is dead, though. He's not getting out of this, and there he is. That's going to be another kill going over the Maelstrom.
Poor Tassadar. Sliding across the ground in his death. And finally, after getting that takedown, they're going to work on their first mercenary camp of this game. The Giants will be collected, but Tempo Storm still sitting at nearly a level advantage, getting close to those level 13 talents, now collecting them.
A little bit of a huge, not a little bit, a huge push coming on in here for Tempo Storm in the top lane. That's going to net them that level 13 talent as well. A huge Wailing Arrow going in there onto the Anuba rack. And
oh no!
It's not going to be able to, oh, but the Dwarf Dross isn't going to be able to follow up and be able to get this kill.
The flashlight.
Wow, and Arthlon incredibly low in the backline too, just barely getting away from the water elemental and damage of Jaina played by K1 Pro. But in the bottom lane, currently to mitigate some of this damage dealt, KO is collecting these bottom bruisers.
13 has been acquired here by Maelstrom, evening up the talents here there for their team, and keep an eye on what they take. Looks pretty standard so far, nothing too out of the ordinary here. And like you said, oh, the Maw goes down on the Shrine, the Knights, they do end up capping it, and they all back out immediately, not going to go for that kill on Uther, just securing the Knights and then moving.
Okay, Maws and mercenary camps is starting to become quite a thing during this tournament, I'm noticing.
Yeah, I mean, it's a safety thing in that scenario, but I like the play of Roots going down to just force their positioning, but Johanna marching on in. I believe that was a cleanse thrown off on Dread.
Yep.
Yeah, the Condemned not really being able to net too much of crowd control there on Dread, but that's going to allow them to get a pretty nice advantage here in the bottom lane. It looks like he's going to force off Dreadnought yet again. There's a Blessed Shield going down on Dreadnought, and he's already used his cleanse, so that means if he can't get out of here, Ice Block and Tranquility.
Nicely done. The Ice Block buying so much time they can turn this around. Divine Shield forced out on the side of Earth player, and Fan will end up falling 1 for 1. Kael'thas goes down as well as Meriden.
Dog Train almost going to be taken out. The
Haunting Wave.
No, yeah, okay.
I think it was the beetle that
from above, though. He still has his Archon up. Is he willing to go in? No, he's going to safely back out. Was that a 2-for-1 trade? I believe his soldier is taking some damage here. Malfurion complete out of mana. Here comes Zuna from the side with the shield, going to try and disengage for his team. And it looks like KO trying to get that. The silence does go down. Will he be able to get the DK? He should be able to, but will Dreadnought die for it? Yes, he is definitely going down. Was the 2-for-2 trade worth the DK? I think so.
All right, well, the Dragon Knight is marching down this middle lane. I mean, it's got full health, but it will have an entire team rotating upon it, so KO does have to start to play a little bit more safely, wait for more allies to get to him.
Okay, yeah, it's going to burn some of that time. more importantly, some of the AA damage on it. Let's see if they can actually bounce that back. Target probably mid lane, but have to do a lot to sort of dodge that. 15 to 15. Things are actually fairly even between both these teams right now. Gotta say, it's shaping up to be a good match.
Yeah, if that Temple Storm was going to be a lot further ahead at this point, but right now, the fact that Cloud9 Maelstrom is just not too far behind them is actually really nice for Cloud9. That level 16 talent is going to be a pretty big one, considering the Kael'thas on Temple Storm.
But only 20 seconds remain on this Dragonite, so KO has realized he's kind of bought as much time as he could. Going to start marching into this top fort to do as much damage as he possibly can. Pretty unlikely that he will end up getting the takedown of this fort.
Temple Storm just about to hit 16, like they do, like Kevin said. They do have that power spike with that level 16 talent on Kael'thas here. Now KO is about to get caught in position. The Maw does go down. Only gets Jaina. The root comes up. A big stun going down. The KO Malfurion trying to keep him alive, but he is going to end up going down. Just being too far ahead. It looks like Dread should end up dying, but their root does go down. They're trying to turn this around as a kill on Jaina. The Living Bomb does go out. Dreadnought's trying to get behind the wall, but he is going to fall. 2-for-1 trade, but no, they're still going in on this. Water Muscle Slow has a slow onto Arthlon. The stuns from Avatar going to be a lot here. Caffeine tries to get the blind to secure the kill. The Flame Strike goes out, doesn't secure the kill on Caffeine, but Arthlon's going to live. Fan looked like he might want to re-dive in here, but no, he's going to back out.
Wow, beautiful plays on both sides there. I mean, props to Fan for almost getting that lockdown onto Arthlon that they needed. But 2-for-1, or 2-for-2 in that fight.
Yeah, that was actually the post-mortem control of the water elemental that was almost the death of Kael'thas there. Would have been an interesting thing considering that last patch change. Alright, what's the state of the game at this point in time? We do have the fort down in the bottom lane, 16 picked up from both sides.
Pretty standard stuff on both sides. Then we blast people here for Jaina. It's going to be the Holy Renewal on Johanna.
King Caffeine opting to go for the Amplified Healing Holy Renewal combo for that extra sustain during the team fights.
They're not going for Spell Shield.
I think Shrink Ray is
yeah, Shrink Ray is like a pretty good talent, but it's still a little bit interesting just to see that, you know, they have a Kael'thas on the enemy team and there's only one Spell Shield there. Meanwhile, there is a little bit of an engagement here going for those mercenary camps, but nothing really too going to happen from it.
Yeah, and Venom was used on Zuna, so that's one cooldown that will be up for, or down for a little bit, for Sylvanas, slowing her damage down slightly.
The push is coming here from Temple in this bottom lane. All 5 members are here. Arthlon going for the poke with the Flame Strike, trying to get some extra damage out on the map. Definitely going to be able to get this keep wall here. Shrine responding in 19 seconds. And you do see that Caffeine is in that top lane, pushing in that fort and ready to get that top shrine.
Yeah, it's a nice bit of push. They're getting there with the Bruisers paired with Johanna. And they're going to be able to have enough defense here to keep this bottom keep relatively safe.
Ooh, maybe. I don't know. There's a lot to bombard the Cloud9 Maelstrom lineup over here. There's the Flame Strike, there's the Siege Giants, as long as Cloud9 Maelstrom can actually start cleaning those up, maybe. But until then, they are going to pick up that top fort, and that's going to actually net them pretty much level 18. They are completely on par in terms of levels.
Yeah, structurally very even as well.
Maelstrom is backing out. The dismount, the Shrink Ray does go on Zuno. He does get the from the cleanse, and he's going to get poked down very, very low here. Soldier being bought by the Wailing Air. 4-man silence there. Condemned does not connect with much people there. There's the Tranquility. Zuno pops to Archon. Maw goes on the background. Flame Strike doesn't hit anybody. Fan is in forward streak. Stormbolt goes out. And Dunk Train is now separated from his team. Divine Shield goes down onto the Avatar. Nubrak getting a little bit ahead there, but that's a big Flame Strike getting multiple members low. Dunk Train's going to be the first to fall in this fight. And I think with this, Temple Storm can take the key.
Yeah, that was a little bit of an overexertion there by Cloud9 Maelstrom. They went just a little bit too far. Those Flame Strikes and Maw were so incredibly nice, and Fan just took so much damage.
Okay, well, Pro doesn't have the heals against the Ice Block.
But Zuna's waiting there. Oh, it's not going to actually be able to connect enough. But darn, they are doing so much work.
And the keep falls in the bottom lane. This is actually a big push forward for Temple Storm. They now have netted themselves some catapult to the bottom lane. It's going to be a lot of pressure. What was a very close game structurally, I think now has jumped quite a bit ahead for Temple Storm. They're backing up, taking control of these shrines. What are they going to be able to do with it? Probably, I would imagine, play somewhat passively, not looking to take too many aggressive positions considering the proximity to level 20. It is still rather close for both sides, though.
Yeah, the push from those Bruisers will end up falling to Kael'thas, but they did get a good amount of damage done to that top wall on the fort, on the keep of Temple Storm. At this point in time, we see 20 so very close. Do you think that Cloud9 can do anything, or do they just have to play passively?
They're definitely going to have to play passively against this composition at level 20.
A lot of damage. Arthlon with the rotations. They can't fight just yet. They know Arthlon's in the top lane. He's doing the best to get them 20, and they're very, very close to that. Storm Talents are almost here, and Zuna going to be able to cap this bottom shrine. We do already see that Fan is rotating to that top shrine, so it should not be a Dragon Knight right away. But if Tempo Storm can force a fight while they know Fan and iDream are isolated, this would be a huge play for them.
I do have to say, though, as soon as level 20 is hit for Cloud9 Maelstrom, I think it's going to be a lot better for them than Tempo Storm's level 20. That's going to give Indestructible. We're going to see Redemption as well. And Jaina with Bolt is just so scary because she can now start going for those flanking maneuvers. So I have to say, level 20, I think it's going to be a huge power swing in terms of Cloud9 Maelstrom being able to take this match. But can they survive until then is the question.
Well, the triple bolt has been picked up with Twilight Arcane and Hardened Shield. 2v3 here in the bottom lane. Zuna needs to be careful.
Yep, he's taking a lot of damage right now. Hasn't popped that eel yet. There it goes. He is healing up. He's trying to stay on it as long as he can. He's being very greedy here, but here comes Malfurion. Malfurion's all the way at the top. It's going to be such a dangerous fight for them. He is dismounting Fan, though, as Fan is still in the middle lane here. And it looks like it's going to be trade. Now, both shrines are now controlled by Tempo Storm, and they're making a push for the mid here.
Yeah, level 20 has been grabbed here by Cloud9 Maelstrom, and this is going to be that spot that I'm hoping is going to be the huge swing for Cloud9 Maelstrom's favor.
All right, well, we can see the talents Bolt. We do have Indestructible, Redemption. This makes them so much more tanky than the Rewind there in Murder, giving them a lot more options. The Wailing Arrow does go out.
Oh, connects onto Dreadnought, takes him out almost instantly. King Caffeine uses the Indestructible, is trying to put a little bit of pressure onto Zuna, is getting a lot of damage onto K1 Pro in the backline, forcing him out. Soldier, Zuna trying to make that happen. Dunk Train forced to use the shield on himself to keep himself alive, but I think that might be enough with a Living Bomb. Unless he has a heal for himself. No, not quite. The Redemption, though, keep that in mind.
All right, Arth is incredibly low grounded. Last is thrown out. K1 Pro staying alive from the Ghost of Uther. And we have Soldier trying to get the lockdown, but not a whole lot of damage there. And Uther is just managed to keep alive. Arth, on the other hand, is in a peculiar situation right now, separated from his team. Shieldy coming out from Tassadar. Dimensional Warp trying to keep both of them alive. They will manage to escape. If they get the Dragon Knight here, this could be huge, but I don't think they're going to be able to do so. This is actually a big risk.
This is a huge risk, though. King Caffeine is trying to go back in here. He's got the Living Bomb on him. I don't know about this. Zuna's going for it. Oh, but the Storm in the last second.
Fan getting really low here. It has to pull forward from K1 Pro. He's going to secure the kill on the Arthalon, but at the same time, Murden did end up falling their KO bolts away. Zuna did get inside the Dragon Knight. Now it is a 3 versus 3. Uther's going to fall.
Wow.
No redemption side. And K1 Pro is in full retreat right now. The Ghost is doing a great job of healing him up, and Zuna realizes that they're not going to be able to kill him anytime soon. They're going to go for the core, it looks like.
Yeah, they're trying to bring this to game number 5. I don't know if they can do it. Kubi, what are your thoughts?
This is very early. Who do they have for damage output? They still have Zagara. iDream is trying to put a lot of pressure. If they can get all 3 of those heroes wailing at the core, they might have a chance to do it. And we do have Zagara falling in the back line. I think that should be netting them to back up. iDream has to be really careful with the positioning on this. He doesn't end up re-triggering the Haunting Wave. This is kind of a little bit
Train changes a lot. I don't know, with Tranquility.
As soon as it's about to pop out, he does not have Archon. Oh, he does have Dark Archon. He's doing a good job of keeping alive. The Wailing Arrow does come out and connects with Zuna, but the core is at 50%. He's getting so low the second he's trying to keep him alive. iDream's going to end up falling there. Soldier's getting shielded up so hard right now. The Dark Archon's doing so much damage, and it looks like with Soldier still falling, 20%.
Oh no, the Blizzard!
He's trying to keep alive, and they're going to live 17%. K1 Pro breaks.
Oh my god.
The root connects. K1 Pro is completely out of mana. Ice Block is used. King Caffeine and K1 Pro are tracing Dreadnought, but Arthalon is alive. He is coming across the map. Can he get there in time to save Dreadnought? It's 2 warriors and a mage. K1 Pro has to be careful because Arthalon's coming from above.
Okay, the Ice Block is good. He should have enough mana for a Condemn.
Oh, he does get the huge
Divine Shield.
Last second.
All right, huge. They almost traded out Malfurion for the Jaina, but not quite going to happen here. Big pickups there. The Divine Shield there just in time. This game is incredibly tense. Now, Cloud9 is not in a position to push across the map at this point in time. They have a nice window, but Dreadnought did.
Oh
no.
Oh, okay, a good bolt, a good bolt. Does he have to rewind, though, for an extra Storm Bolt? I don't think so. Oh, the ball whiffs as well. A lot of resources being spent.
Yeah. Cloud9 still in the game.
That's still in the game, but there's enough time for people to get alive that I don't know what Cloud9 can do to capitalize on this. The shrines haven't even started spawning yet, so they're still in here, but with this death deficit, I think there's 3 people dead for a while. They weren't able to pull off anything, so now it just comes down to winning the next team fight.
And they have to win the next team fight without pushing out too far on the map. They can't really go for any too huge amount of objectives because as soon as they lose sight of Tempo Storm, they have to be defending the core.
Oh, there's a massive rotation coming into this top Bruiser Camp. Murden jumps in. Fan will be here to steal this Bruiser Camp from Tempo Storm, but they're looking at iDream. iDream is the target that they want, a bit secluded from the team, realizing this is a bit too risky.
Tempo Storm might be going for a back door here. There's no way.
They're
so risky.
They're feigning it so they can defend it, defend against the Bruisers and just kind of start getting map control again.
Yeah, and they can use that fact to their advantage to hold both these shrines. If they just kind of like disappear for a second, that's going to force Maelstrom back, and they might be able to use that to occupy the shrines and maybe get themselves another Dragon Knight.
And that's that's going to be their huge advantage here. They just need to keep pivoting around the whole entire map, and anytime they go missing, then immediately Cloud9 Maelstrom, if they don't make the mistake, or if they make the mistake of just not going back for a couple of seconds, and Tempo Storm could possibly capitalize on that. It's a very scary situation for them to have to decide whether they go back every time or not.
Looks like Maelstrom's rotating up. They're trying their hardest to get picks. We're seeing Tempo Storm rotate around them, and this is the scary thing for Maelstrom, right? If they rotate up to the top shrine, look how far away they get. As iDream does get pretty low, but that means Tempo Storm can threaten backdooring the core when they rotate up like that. But now they're getting surrounded pretty hard.
They need to turn around here. This is so scary. The Bolt Storm comes up from KO, throwing down the mob, but Bolt going out in iDream as well. They're just diving. They're going for it. Blessed Shield has been used. Condemn. Tranquility trying to keep team alive. This is very risky, but Sylvanas does go down.
Zagar goes down as well.
Zuna's taking a lot of damage in his backline, but he's got the Dark Arc on top. Tranquility has already been used. Zuna's getting really low. Nubrak straight on the core. Here comes Kel'Thas from the side. Phoenix has gone.
They got it. They have it.
I believe this is going to be enough, as it is at 11%. Tempo Storm seems to have somehow won this game.
Oh my gosh, guys. What is this series? This is probably the best match I've seen in like 4 months for Heroes of the Storm.
Can your guys' mic, do you guys hear them?
The team? No, we can't.
I can hear, like, when Jake was yelling earlier, I could hear Dread and Zuna, like, through Jake yelling. I'm surprised you guys can't hear them.
I'm kind of sad we can't.
God.
That'd be hype. Wow. We're going to Game 5!
We're going to Game 5. I don't even know what to think about this anymore.
Best of
Such
five
a close
goes to
series
five.
between these two juggernauts of teams. Like I was saying, they have secured themselves as top 2 spots in NA, and this could be a great opportunity for Maelstrom to try to dethrone Tempo Storm, but not before they have anything to say about it that last game.
Well, before we go to a break, let's just do one last big shout out to everyone who bought shirts and donated for this event.
Yes.
This entire event was funded by the community by buying the Town Hall t-shirts, as well as just straight up donations to Jake's stream. All of that went to this tournament, and look at what it's produced. These games have been awesome.
We're
just a big thank you to everyone.
Yeah, and again, guys, Town Hall is a podcast we do here for Heroes of the Storm every Wednesday night. Generally, instead of this tournament, we'd be running our show. About 2-hour podcast every week where we bring our pro players to discuss the ongoing tournament results, meta, shifts, theory crafting, a lot of different things for high-level competitive Heroes of the Storm. But we're going to throw it a commercial for the 5th and final game of the night. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Poop.